Hi there, it's John from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the video show where I like to share tips, tools, ideas in commercial real estate brokerage with all of my friends around the world. The website to contact us is commercial-realestate-training.com. So welcome. If you visit the website, you can always get plenty of downloads, lots of ideas relating to sales, leasing and property management in office, industrial and retail property. And in this changing market, of course, that is a good thing. Now, in this video today, I'm going to talk about the key strategies behind success in commercial real estate, the things that can help you progress so that you get more activity around you, particularly clients and potentially listings. So take on board the 5 or 6 ideas that I'm going to share with you now, and then think about how you are applying those particular things in your brokerage activities right now to see if you can improve. So let's go further with this and go into the particular strategies. Of course, when you work as an agent or a salesperson in commercial real estate, some rules and habits should be developed. And when this is done, your success with quality listings becomes more possible and actual. So you are in control of your progress in the industry. What you do, how you approach things, clients and listings, it's all there for you. Take on board the ideas. And of course, be versatile because the market is always changing. You can do certain things, you can shift and change them around because the versatility that you can apply to the property types and the market will help you to adjust with what's going on at the moment. So that's the message. Let's go further with that and check it out. So, market and territory domination. When you think about it, working as an agent or a salesperson in the industry requires certain rules and habits. So you develop those rules for yourself. You develop the habits for yourself. Now, it could be that you focus in certain market segments, which could be, for example, hospitality and leisure, or tourism, perhaps medical type properties, allied health. Whatever you focus into, you develop your system around that. So don't be an agent for everything. That's just too hard and it doesn't work well at all. Think about becoming very specialized, and that's how it can work for you. Now, developing these habits can lead to success in generating quality listings and transactions. And isn't that what it's all about? When you have more quality listings, you get more inquiry. All of a sudden, your database is starting to grow. That's what you want. Now, versatility is crucial to servicing clients and property investors. Now, the word versatility is there because this year is different than last year when it comes to property activity. The property market is changing. We are part of the change. Ultimately, we don't determine the price, but we do determine the services we can apply to the listings we locate. So we are a marketing toolbox, if you like. And when you understand that, that is the value that you bring to your clients and prospects. So market yourself in that way. Now, market domination should be the ultimate goal for every property agency. And for you yourself, market domination. What does that mean? A good variety of listings, some of the top listings, and signboard presence as well as internet presence. That's the logic. So going further, I'd like you to focus into certain habits, and I'll share those habits with you now. Of course, punctuality. Now, punctuality is critical to professional selling in any industry, but in our industry, in commercial property, it's about selling and leasing, maybe buying, but those things there are for the clients that we serve. You could work as a seller's agent, a buyer's agent, a tenant's agent, a landlord's agent. Whatever it is, you have to be punctual, exact, up to date, and focused. That's why punctuality is so important. Meeting deadlines and follow-up calls, property inspections and discussions must be handled effectively and on time. There is nothing worse than showing up late for a meeting or not communicating your lateness. Certainly sometimes you just can't get there because of something that's going on out there in the property market. So you've got to get through to the client, your client, to tell them that there is a delay and why that is, so that they are informed. Respect your client, respect their time, and show your professionalism in working with that. Now, poor punctuality and attention to detail can irritate clients and prospects. It certainly does. potentially leading them to seek another agent, and you don't want that. So ensure that you prioritise punctuality to maintain good client relationships. That can be in your meetings, in your dialogue, your telephone calls, in your weekly follow-up calls to your clients. Every Friday morning, phone every client that you've got to tell them what's going on out there, what's happening with their listing, and how you're working with that. Time management. Of course, we've all heard about that, but it's a matter of how effective we are with that. Effective time management is essential for generating that new business, achieving market domination. So what is time management for you? It should actually mean doing the right things every day to generate your business growth. Now, I know you can't control the whole of your day because there'll be things that just come at you. So what you do with that is you break your day into a 50-50 ratio. 50% of your day can be dedicated to your clients and generating more listings. So that's all about prospecting. The other 50% of your day can be dedicated to just getting the admin stuff done, all the inspections, the low priority stuff. So think about the 50-50 ratio. Always devote 50% of your day to talking to new people about their property needs, the opportunities, and how you can help them. That's all about prospecting. So control and direct every working hour to avoid wasting time. I don't like long meetings, nor should you. A meeting should be succinct, easy to handle, notes are taken, and then you move on. So I'm a great believer of minutes in blocks of 30 minutes or 1 hour. That's it. There is no reason for a meeting to go beyond 1 hour. Indeed, if someone wants to meet with you, do they have a real reason that is of benefit to you? Don't meet with someone unless that meeting reason is solid, specific, and something that you can work with in your brokerage activities. Now, implement proper time and task management. It's critical for your personal discipline. So what does that mean? It means writing down your diary. I know you've got your diary in your phone and in a computer. I know that. But you will find that you will be a lot more effective when you transpose that from your computer down into a written diary for the day. It allows you to create orders or an order to the things that you're going to do and how you're going to work through those things. It allows you to think about the priorities, A, B, and C, the times taken to those tasks or the times needed for those tasks. Work on it. It's very important. Write your diary down the night before so that the next day you just start working and that's it. So take control of your schedule, of course, to maximize your productivity. Top agents are very productive. They understand the value of doing the right things every day for themselves, and that's where the 50% of the day becomes so important with what they're doing. Please consider that, use it, work on it. Self-discipline. Now, I have spoken a bit about that already, but self-discipline is a requirement for sales and leasing performance. It's a matter of doing the right things to progress a deal, a relationship, a listing, a negotiation, an inspection, maybe a transaction that's already on contract or on a lease. Once you've done the deal on paper, it's not a closed deal. It still has to go through settlement and finality. So when you've done a deal on paper, stay with it. Follow it through. Get it to finality because your commission sits in that deal, that final deal. And if there are other people who have to do things in the settlement document, in the settlement arrangement or the lease, stay on them, stay focused on them. Make sure they are doing the right things in the right way. You are working for your client to get that transaction working through to finality. Recognize that not everybody will have the same priorities that you do. You are working for your client. You are also progressing the deal for yourself. And the other people that surround the deal will have their own priorities. You must stay with the deal. So follow up and document all discussions, negotiations, meetings, inspections, and deal terms and conditions. So what does that mean? It means that things change during a deal. They change for all sorts of reasons, and you've got to work that through and keep moving it ahead. So when you talk to someone about the next stage of the transaction or their decisions or their discussions, make sure you document exactly what you said, what they decided, what you decided, and how the agreement will progress. I'm a great believer of taking every meeting or telephone call discussion and documenting it in an email of some sort and sending it back to the party that you just discussed everything with. It's so important. It keeps you out of trouble. It also removes any grey areas or misunderstandings. And in commercial real estate, that is office, industrial and retail, people will sometimes disagree with you with what was said, what was agreed and what was done. The only way you can protect that is to take your notes and support your notes through some email back to the person that you talked with. It's that simple. Now, parties to the transaction expect thoroughness and reliability from you, especially the client. So the most important relationship you have is the client, what they want, their instructions to you, and then, of course, you've got the market circumstances to work around. So as you market the property, you've got the market circumstances evolving around you, the inspections coming in, the negotiations, all of that, and you simply have to work it through. So failure to deliver on any aspect of this is not an option. You have to stay focused on this. You have to cross the line when it comes to self-discipline. Yes, it means that your day is so organised. I get that. Go back to my comments about the 50-50 ratio. Control 50% of your day with a solid focus on your activities, what you're thinking, what you're doing, and what has happened. The other 50% of your day, the less important things in your day, can be dropped into that other part of your day. So, key daily tasks. I did mention to you before that you should write your diary out, saying to you that you do have, I know, a computer diary that's in your phone and on your computer. I get that. But the sheer power of writing down your diary activities on the morning or the night before, the things you're going to do, scheduling up the activities into your paper diary is so critical to getting momentum in brokerage. You can set the priorities, decide what you must do in the order you should do it. You'll set some A, Bs and Cs. The A's you will do, the B's you would like to do, the C's don't matter. That's sort of how it works. Now concentrate on the key daily tasks to thrive and dominate in the property market today with the listings and the transactions. And isn't that what it's all about? You have clients, you have listings, you have transactions. You've got to work with those things. And of course, you've got the pressures of everyone else around you wanting a slice of your time. That's why I go back to the 50-50 ratio of activities in your diary. Move the unimportant stuff to the later 50% of the day where things don't matter so much. The essential tasks for me, and should be for you, would include prospecting, meetings, inspections, negotiations, documenting deals and discussions. The attention to detail in those things is just so critical. Please take that on board and make sure you're covering all of those things in your brokerage activity. Now, executing these tasks effectively will lead to business growth and success for you as a broker or an agent. Your success. Everything comes down to what we do, not what everybody else does. Indeed, the success that we have doesn't come down to the property market. The property market will always change this year versus last year. What it does come down to is what we do with our time based on the elements of the property market and the economic conditions that are going on out there. It doesn't matter what the market's doing, but it does matter what you do, what you think, and how you approach people within that. So simple. So, a drive to completion. I hinted on this earlier. I'll hint on it again, saying to you that when you get something started in brokerage, sales, leasing, property management, buying, selling, leasing, a drive to completion is paramount in every transaction for your clients, with every listing. Maybe you differentiate between open listings and exclusive listings. I get that, and I agree with you. You should spend more time on your exclusive listings. But somewhere in there are your clients. So when you've done a deal, When you've got a listing, when you've got the marketing running, drive everything to completion. That means make a list, make a checklist, keep working it through. A listing checklist is something that should go for about 12 weeks. So every day you're checking off something on your checklist regards that listing. It's such a simple idea, but most agents don't use checklists. They let the listing evolve on its own. That is not a good way to work in our brokerage game. So as a salesperson or an agent, you must professionally and productively drive the transaction for your client. And as I said to you earlier, drive it for yourself as well. Sure, the client is so important, but ultimately you want the deal across the line. I was involved with some deals last year, and one particular deal was so complex, so big. It was a development type property, an older shopping centre that was ready for development, and I sold it. It was perhaps one of the most difficult transactions to keep the momentum going because there were so many stages to the contract. So what did I do? I took the contract. It was signed by all parties. That's good. I then put a checklist down on a special Excel spreadsheet of the things that I knew had to happen over the next 3 months of moving it towards settlement. And then every day I would have a look at that checklist to see what's going on, what's outstanding, what do I need to push along, who do I need to talk to, what notes do I take, how do I formulate progress. As agents, we formulate progress. The progress we generate will help that deal move across the line. Recognize that some of the other people in the transaction, not the client, and not you, but the other people, maybe the legal people, maybe the financiers, maybe the buyer. There are other people involved in the transaction who will not put the same priority on the transaction. And that's where things can go wrong. Don't just let the signed deal on paper progress by itself. No way. Get in there, dig, drive, go further into it. Make sure you're pushing it along. So this process involves everything around marketing, inspecting, negotiating, closing and follow through. Every part of what we do for every listing has certain things to do, to progress, to move along. That's why the best agents are very detailed, thorough, and very focused on what they do. I would encourage you to think about that from what I'm sharing here today. So ensure you effectively drive each stage of the transaction for the optimum results in a timely way. The client wants a good result. They want it in a timely way. If you don't push the deal, that time frame will expand. And you don't want that. So, habit number 6 is all about empathy and understanding. Of course, understanding the client. Understanding the client's situation. It's essential to building strong client relationships and keeping them comfortable and confident that you are on the right track, doing the right things. I'm very big on sharing recommendations with the client regards the timeline, the marketing, the inspections, the process of handling their property. That differentiates me in the listing process than any other agent out there. I'm very big on making recommendations that are very solid, very direct, hard to ignore. Other agents are not good at that. In my particular case, I make sure that I'm good at that. I would encourage you to think about what you say, how you do it, how you document it, and then the solid recommendations you're providing to the client about their property activities, requirements, and the marketing program. So resolving the property pain or the situation for the client is the ultimate goal of the transaction, the property pain. The client will be focused on their pain. It could be they're worried about a long settlement. They're worried about not selling. They're worried about not reaching the price they require. They're worried about maybe solving the lease issues in a vacant property. Whatever the pain is, identify it, work with it, make the recommendations and the checklist within that. That's how you make sure that you are a top agent for the client that you serve. Prompt and accurate negotiations should be prioritized to meet the client's needs. I go back to the point that every client has a particular need. That is the focus you should focus into. Think about that. By demonstrating the empathy, the understanding to the client, you can actually be very solid in the relationship, the momentum of the deal. The client knows that you're right on top of things. That's the story, that's the message. I'd like you to think about everything that I've shared here with you. There are many different ideas that are so important in what you're doing in commercial real estate today. As this property market has changed, certainly it has, it's still there. It's a different market. Different players are working in the market, different clients, buyers, property owners, business owners, investors. They have different priorities. They're thinking differently. All you need to do is engage. Spend your whole day engaging with those clients and you will find the business that you need. So, I've mentioned many different things here for you today. I would encourage you to take on board these ideas, go through them again, think about what you're not doing or how you can improve what you're doing. Of course, the website for us is commercial-real-estate-training.com. These particular slides I'm going to put into our stream online that we send out to our database every week. Special resources, these particular slides will be in those resources that I'm sending out today. So make sure that you get those resources and all the others that we share from the website. Many of them are in different formats. Maybe they are PDF notes, slides like this, maybe templates or mind maps. They are all very useful to help you stay on board. So that's it for now. I'll see you again very soon with another video to help you in commercial real estate brokerage in your location around the world. Catch you soon.